YouTube, how you guys doing? In this video I just want to talk to you guys about the Mac and how it's going to be quite big in 2011 and cover some of the topics, and hopefully you guys in the comments can leave a video response. That would be great. If not, you can leave a comment if you agree or disagree, or perhaps you want to throw some abuse. So the first pointer that's happened is the Mac App Store. Apple launched or started off 2011 with a big bang in my opinion. The Mac App Store is going to be huge. The iOS App Store is huge. And now they've kind of said, okay, we can do so much more with the Mac App Store. And already there's some apps that have sold, there's some developers who've made so much money for the few days they've been on the Mac Store that they haven't made in years that they've been on their own. So that in itself is kind of a success story, if you want to say it that way. And also, if you guys remember last year at WWDC, Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference, they only had iOS awards. Now, previous to last year, they had a Mac award, so all the Mac developers would get an award for the best app and so on. Well, not app, application at that time. So last year in 2010 they said we're not going to do awards for the Mac OS. It's just going to be iOS awards and Plain HD and a few others won. So this year it's kind of fair to say, now that Apple have launched the Mac App Store, there's going to be Mac awards again. Kind of emphasising that the Mac hasn't just finished, it's just started. Last year there were a lot of things where people were saying, you know what, this is the end of the Mac. Apple are going to go away from the Mac and they're going to concentrate on iOS. But to me, I think this thing is probably just the start of Mac OS X. The next two things are kind of retail related, Apple retail related. And they're very good. The first one is 0% restocking fee. So if you go into an Apple store, you buy something and you don't like it, so you bring it back and you get your full money back. And I've yet to kind of see someone buy a Mac and then go back and say, I didn't like the Mac. I've seen plenty of people who bought a PC or a Windows machine and said they didn't like it and went back and changed it for another Windows machine. But I've yet to see someone go into a Mac store or an Apple store, buy a MacBook or an iMac, Mac Mini or whatever, and say they didn't like it and they're taking it back. But there could be reasons. You've maybe bought a MacBook Air and you've used it for say 15 days, 20 days, and you're thinking, man, I could really do with that super drive, or man, I could do with more power. Take the MacBook Air back, get your full refund, and you can get the MacBook Pro. So that is very good, that's superb news. And the other thing is personal setup. Now, Apple have had this for the iPhone for a while now, so basically when you go into or when you buy an iPhone, you know, they'll set it up for you, help you, guide you. And now they're doing the same thing with retail. So now you go in, when you buy a Mac, they'll transfer all your emails, your address book, your contacts and so on. Again, the point of this is they're emphasising that, you know, they are caring about the Mac customers. They're selling record you know, numbers when it comes to Macs anyway. On 18th of January we're going to see Apple release the financial statement for Q4 of last year, and predictions so far are, you know, they've bet their records each year for the Mac anyway. So this year, or this quarter, is going to be no different. So now that they've got this personal setup area, it's probably going to bring in more customers, it's going to enhance the experience. And then when a potential buyer goes into an Apple store and say, hey, you know what, they're giving me, or I'm buying a computer, they're helping me out, they're helping me with transferring their stuff, why should I not get a Mac? I've not seen this anywhere else. And same with the restocking fee. You go into PC World or go into any other, you know, other store, you know, corner store, whatever it is, or even a well-known brand, you know, Best Buy and PC World and all these John Lewis and stuff, they're not going to do this for you. As soon as you open that box, a restocking charge applies, or in some instances you just won't take it back. That's until you threaten them with the law. The fourth thing, MacBook and MacBook Pro refresh is expected around March, April-ish time. I don't think it's going to happen in January, February personally. January is probably going to be more focused around the Verizon iPhone. And, you know, sorting them out. They're going to be having loads of staff for the Verizon iPhone, so I can't see them launching a MacBook or a MacBook Pro anytime this month nor next month. I think it's, and then the iPad 2 as well, that's rumoured for about April-ish as well, and they don't want to leave it till after April because then it's crossing over the 1 year life cycle, and then if they cross that, then the iPhone 5 yearly life cycle is going to come into place. So I definitely think it's going to be the end of March, April time when the MacBook and MacBook Pros are released. I think it's fair to say they're going to do the similar thing as they've done with the MacBook Airs, where you've got solid state drives, or flash memory, or flash storage, sorry. I think it's fair to say now they've done it with this, why are they not going to do it with the MacBook Pros? And again, I can't wait to see what they do with the MacBook Pros, and if it's good enough I might as well just trade this one in. But let's see, you know, what are you waiting for, a MacBook Pro? Have you just went out and, you know, sick of all the rumours and just went out and got a MacBook Air? Or hell, I know I've seen a few people on Facebook and Twitter where they've just said, hey, I just bought a MacBook Pro, and I'm thinking, okay, you might have needed it, so you went out and got it. Fair dues. And the last thing, which I think is going to kind of really polish off this year when it comes to Macs, is OS X Line. Man, is it going to be sweet. We've only seen a small, a sneak peek at it, but I think come WWDC we're going to see a lot more, or more in depth how this works, more possible information on pricing, but it's going to be a summer release, and if all goes to plan we will get it for about August, September as to previous times. So all in all, I mean, these are some of the things which are standing out at the moment, and this is January. Who knows, they might have something else on the side for the Macs, we just don't know. And that coupled with the Sandy Bridge for the iMacs, the MacBook Pros, I think it's going to be a pretty good year for the Macs. And I think that's what mainly interests me in this whole Apple area over the iPhone and iPod and iPads. Although they're very interesting, but I still kind of prefer talking or doing stuff more with the Macs. I don't know about you guys, but if you can leave a comment as to what interests you, that would be kind of cool. But I thought, you know, through this video, get your opinions, what you're thinking, what you're waiting for. Do you agree with what I'm saying? And any comments down below will be appreciated. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.